It's time for the hottest show in America. It's time for the Rucker Show, where you get the 411 from A to Z, special guests, and much, much more. So buckle up for a wild, wild ride. The Rucker Show starts now.
Welcome to the Rucker Show. You got Seven the Poet.
Say, man.
You got JJ on the mic.
Yes.
We want big shout outs to affiliates around the country. Our newest affiliate is WBCP 1580 AM in Urbana, Illinois. That's right outside Chicago.
Is that Urbana or Urbana?
That's what I was trying to
say Urbana.
We got to make sure we get it right. But anyway, congratulations. Welcome to the family. Be sure to reach out to us on social media at the Rucker Show on IG and Facebook. You ready? Get ready for a great show. JJ.
Yes. So we have hot topics coming up. Monique is defending another comedian that might get your panties ruffled. And there are parents who get into a lot of fight with kids. Who do you think wins, the parents or the kids?
Parents.
We'll find out in a little bit. And BET is getting ready to air this documentary that you might want to call some of your friends, Seven, and tell them about, because I'm sure they could probably get some great tips from this mini series that BET is putting together. Hot topics on the way. Perrier Darling is coming up, and Ask Al. Stick around. It's the Al Rucker Show.
Yep. You tune back into the Al Rucker Show. We're at the segment we call Hot Topics. What you got going on, Jay?
So parents have more than 2,000 fights with their kids each year, and they only win half of them. Seven, do you win your fights with your child?
I win fights with everybody's children. I'm undefeated out here. I wish your kid would.
I don't know if that is true or not, but according to this survey, there's like an average of 6 per day arguments that they have, and most of them are about food and drinks. Kids,
they talking about argument? I thought they meant like fighting.
No, like arguments. So kids eating, everything on their plate is probably the most common argument that a parent has. Cleaning their rooms, a kid refusing to eat anything because I'm not hungry, because really what they're eating is healthy and they don't want it. Did you guys have those types of arguments with your kids?
No, I never had any. No, my kids would. I just give my kids that look,
and they would just eat it.
It was just done.
I've always had a way with words.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you don't eat, you can die. Take that how you want it. I never lose.
Oh, the results also show parents will only win over 50% of those arguments, and 60% admitting that they often end up just compromising just for the peace. Like, you know what, just forget it. I mean, my daughter, she loves certain vegetables and some she doesn't. And those some that she doesn't are the ones that I probably cook the most. And so it's like, hey, eat the peas. And, then you end up compromising. Okay, just eat 7 peas. And I mean, she'll be there for like 4 hours. Like, you can't leave the table till you eat it. So she'll be there for 4 hours. Like, I'll just sit here 1 pea an hour. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm like that with green stuff. I don't eat anything green.
I'm gonna say,
if you put something green in front of me, it's gonna sit there for a minute.
Yeah, you don't have your kids eating properly. They grow up to be Al.
No. If you force your kids to eat that stuff, because when I was little, I had to eat all my vegetables.
Man, to hear a grown man say, "I don't eat anything green," I'm
That's
like,
terrible.
Bro, you have to know that is
so
unhealthy.
terrible.
Like,
No.
Yes, it is.
I have green vitamins.
Al, no.
I got green vitamins.
Never give you what it is that you have to have.
My trainer
vegetables.
gives me green vitamins that has all the ingredients in it.
I will say this: my parents making me eat vegetables really gave me a healthy appetite and a healthy palate as an adult.
Yeah.
There's some certain kinds of meats and certain kinds of dishes I won't eat anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm not hamburger helper and nothing.
Oh no, I don't do no hamburger.
Nothing. I mean, like I know we ate that for like 3 years straight every day.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to celebrate the new flavors of hamburger helper, like
Yeah, like it was something.
new Jordans that come out or something. Man, they got some tuna helper. We was excited, you know what I'm saying?
Just something different.
Oh my God. Okay, guys. Monique defends Roseanne Barr. So she stepped forward to defend Roseanne following her racist comments about former White House advisor Valerie Jarrett. So in this recent interview, Monique called Barr her sister in comedy. She says, you remember what happened with Barr, right? She called Jarrett an ape back in this tweet. I think it was like back in May. And it caused her show to get canceled. And so Monique did this interview with Madame Nior, and Roseanne Barr, this is a quote from her. Roseanne Barr is my sister in comedy. She is my universal sister. What I won't do is throw her away for making a mistake. We've all done and said things that, baby, we wish we could take back and swallow. And so she said, when you're in the public eye, there's all of this pressure and everything kind of gets blown out of proportion. But she said she would not have put the title of racist on her. And then she talks about how Roseanne was one of the first people to really support her Monique show. And, to have her on the show during a time where not too many people were trying to be on her show, she was really supportive. She did say that she feels like Roseanne should at least apologize to Valerie.
I think so. I agree with her.
Regardless of the facts. So what do y'all think about that?
It's all on what you're convicted to. Because, I mean, like, if I mess up and I really didn't mean it, the apology ain't nothing. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
My bad's not an apology, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
My bad is not an apology.
Yeah, it is.
My bad can really come across as being insincere.
Hey, watch this here.
But
I slid in your DMs once. My bad.
You slid in my DM more than once, though. Are you my bad for all of them or just that
Yeah,
one?
you only get one, my bad.
that's
not real.
That's
You
a
only
blanket,
get
that's a
one.
blanket policy. It covers everything.
You know what I'm saying?
You might as well start off saying my bad.
Oh, man. But so do you feel like Roseanne is not racist?
I won't lie.
I believe
When
she is.
When I heard she was racist, I was like, because she's so gritty with her comedy, and I feel like people that are that down to earth with their comedy, they just don't. There's not a lot of room for racism because you speak to everybody. Mm-hmm. However, I cannot discount science, which says you're going to lean towards your own race.
Yeah.
We're all racist to some degree because we identify most with our own race. And in that identification, it causes some judgment and, separation as far as how you judge and handle things. So to a certain degree, maybe, but I don't think to a degree she should have had her show taken away. That's a lot, man.
Well, she all
Well,
right.
she all right. I think at the end of the day, it's just come to a point. She's so high in entertainment in her own vision. It's almost like a sense of entitlement. Mm-hmm. She can say things and just get away with them. And she's got away with things for a long time. I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back.
I mean, well, this is one thing, though. Where is that line with comedians? Because...
Well, it's not necessarily... I don't think it has to be comedians. I don't think it ought to be because you're a comedian, you can get away with this, and you're not a comedian, you can get away with this. I think at the end of the day, it's just human. She's just a human person. I think the bottom line is just Roseanne has an ego, and that ego overtook her, and she just kind of said what she wanted to say. Then you got to think about it. Her show was off television for over 20 years, and then all of a sudden she comes back and it's the #1 show.
I mean, it's
that
ego.
can that's ego. So at the end of the day, it's like, you know what, you can't tell me nothing. That's just, at the end of the day, it's just what it was. Her ego overtook her. And I think she does have a sense of racism to her, because if you know Roseanne, you know her history of comedy. She always walks that line.
And that's the thing. She's always walked that line. What's the other young lady?
But she's true to what she says. I mean, she's true to her comedy. Most comedians speak through their comedy, and then you can tell who they are. You can look at the Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is a real activist type guy, and he talks about that in his comedy. We know a lot of comedians on a personal level, and they are who they really are. D.L. Hewley, he
walks the line.
Yeah, he walks line, but that's who he really is. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we know him on a personal level. You sit down and have a conversation with him. He's the same DL sitting down. Actually, he's different sitting down versus on the stage. He holds back.
Oh,
on that.
wow. Huh.
So I just think it's entitlement.
We have more hot topics, guys, coming up in just a few. You're tuned in to the Al Rucker Show.
You tuned back into the Al Rucker Show, and we're still in that segment we call Hot Topics. What we got going on, JJ?
So BET is set to air this documentary about women with butt injections.
Oh, Lord.
Lala Anthony is executive producing it and narrating this documentary that focuses on women getting butt injections and the effects of the enhancements. And I'm really excited about this because it's something that needs to be talked about, especially in a world where everyone is so obsessed with their bodies and wanting to look like whoever is the hottest Instagram chick. So the documentary is called Killer Curves, Bodies to Die For, and it investigates this increasingly popular and fatal trend that is like, it's globally though. Like we think that it's just right here, but it's all across the globe. Many women of color are going to get this surgery. So in the documentary, there's one woman who says that her butt actually busted open enough for someone to fit their fist into her butt cheeks. Another woman said that her daughter ended up brain dead after the procedure. And then of course, K. Michelle, who has been very vocal about her own butt injections and getting them removed. She's going to be featured in the documentary too.
That's crazy.
Man, I just want all my friends' booty's real. Except for four.
Blame it on J-Lo.
And didn't was it what's her name? Didn't Tammy say she had butt injections?
Mm-hmm. She did. I don't know if it was butt injections. She said her butt wasn't real or something. She had some
enhancements.
She had enhancements. So
Okay.
we don't know exactly what it is, but what she had something.
Well, man, I'm interested to see the documentary. I like natural. If I have a choice, I like natural. And if it's injected or implanted,
And you can tell the difference?
Nah, I don't want to be able to tell. Like Black China, that's when I couldn't. Cause like she moved, then her booty moved.
Yeah, but I would assume
Can't do that.
I would assume it feels different. It's not soft. I would imagine that it's a hard butt.
I don't, man. If I had to sum it up, and be non-judgmental, I would just. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with a itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face,
You get sprung?
word to Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, the documentary, it airs on August the 8th at 8 p.m. on BET. So hopefully, you get to check it out. And I would encourage, some folks to let your daughters watch this because we're in a world where people are really obsessed with their bodies and wanting to change. And it really, it comes from men. It comes from what you all think.
You think?
I'm glad you said that.
I don't
To
think
all the
so.
young girls out there that want butt injections, let me tell you, save that money and just wait until you start dating older men. We have low standards. You don't care how you built.
They don't care,
Seven,
just-
for that disclaimer. But it does. It comes from men. Ultimately, it's like if you see a guy who keeps posting or talking about, oh man, this girl right here, she a bad chick, or or you see them posting certain women, right? And you know how like you can go on Instagram, you can see what picture somebody's liked. Like I can look and see who like what like, and it's so funny because I see some of the most holier than thou guys. I'll just happen to click over and I'll be like, dang, they liking all these little pictures with the little booty girls. And that kind of stuff can really affect women and what they feel like is what men want.
Jay,
I
what makes
think-
them a booty girl?
I think other women do that.
Because they're purposely showing their butt on Instagram is what I'm saying.
But
Like,
women do that though. So if women stop doing that, then they don't give men the.
But that goes back to they're only doing what men want.
Yeah,
it goes
but
back to
so
the
that mean
men.
that mean the women got to be a little bit stronger. Nobody tell you get on Instagram half naked. If you get on Instagram half naked, everybody's gonna look. Even a pastor gonna look.
That's funny.
Who's not gonna look? Women look at other women.
Oh, I'm sure that they do.
So
Well,
you-
that's the whole thing. They're looking at the women and they're saying, well, God, if Star Keisha
I'm so disappointed.
Keisha.
has 500,000 likes like this right here, if
This is
she
the first
has,
thing that came up on my
see
timeline,
what I'm saying?
man.
And that's
I
your
swear,
type, because
bro.
those are the types of people you follow. And he just liked the picture for you. So if that's what they like, and you're seeing this woman get 500,000 likes versus, you know, somebody else.
Your
God,
timeline.
Seven,
That's your timeline.
Your timeline is terrible.
But no, wait a minute now. Hold on. This is fitness, and you gotta say she looks nice, and she ain't got no dump.
The question is, when
thighs
you
are
go to
big.
when you go to your social media, what's the first thing that pops up? Let me see what pops up on mine. Mine is gonna be something about education or church or something.
Man, mine is really about fitness.
Yeah, whatever.
You can look at the name of the page.
That first person that was fitness too.
Yeah, she does fitness too. Sometimes the fitness girls,
Look at that.
you know,
First person pop up on mine, Tammy and Roman posting Jay.
You only follow Tammy Roman, so of course she's gonna
No,
pop up on your
no,
page.
no. I have a small group of people I follow up, but you post the most videos because every time I pop my phone up, she always at the top. You always
Yeah.
at the top.
That's well, that's where I stay.
I will. I will say this with the whole fitness thing, because I do have a fitness page and I do follow a lot of female trainers and competitors. I have noticed that they are starting to do the booty pics more.
Because that's what women want.
That's because it seems to be like a selling point or
Yeah.
something, or it increases their following or their.
No,
Man, I can't even. I almost said that out loud. It seems like they feel like it increases their value.
I think what they're trying to do is get their business. They know that's what women want. So instead of having them go out and get the butt injections, come work out. Let me show you how you get the real natural butt.
I would shout this young lady out, but I mean they actually have on clothes. Thank
Yeah,
you.
but
Thank you.
look at the.
There is 1 out of 90 people that 7 follows has on clothes.
But the thing of it
Her
is,
bicep though is man.
okay. Right.
Okay, real quick, y'all. Facebook loses 119 billion in value, the worst in stock market history. So they plunged 19%, costing the company this $119 billion in one single day. Now, it came from Facebook putting out this warning a day earlier that revenue growth would be slow as the company focuses on protecting their user privacy, due to that whole scandal that happened. So Facebook, they're also trying to deal with the whole fake news and the issues with the election that, from 2016. So CEO Mark Zuckerberg, he fell from number 4 to number 6. On the list of the richest people in the world.
That's so sad.
Mm-hmm. He'll be back. He'll be back in number 4.
I don't think he's coming back.
119
Billion.
in
Listen,
value.
and let me tell you something about Silicon Valley. It is shark infested.
Mm-hmm.
This slip here, he can't afford that kind of slip. Now the big part is he owns all of his competition, where Instagram and Twitter and all of that is concerned. He owns his major competition, so that's good. But somebody's coming up with the new thing. I don't know what the new thing. Maybe it just could be a whole thing where the whole social platform is just DMs.
But the problem, and then what's gonna happen? Mark gonna buy them.
that everybody can see. Yeah, he'll
Well,
buy them
he-
He'll
next.
buy them. He's buying the
They
competition.
say, yeah, well, it's gonna cost you about 119 billion, Mark. He's short.
Nah,
Oh man. Well, I know earlier we were talking about butts. Don't worry, because that conversation comes back during Ass of the Week. No pun intended. And so stick around for that. And plus, we have a nice little conversation about something Walmart is doing to spy on people. Perrier Darling is coming up as well. It's the Al Rucker Show.
You tune back into the Al Rucker Show. You still got Seven the Poet,
Hey,
JJ on the mic, and the wonderful Tammy Roman.
Yeah.
What you got there, JJ?
Walmart patents a surveillance tool that can help you to eavesdrop on your coworkers.
I need that.
I was going to say, maybe this will be good for you, Al.
I
So
need that.
if you dislike, kind of micromanaging folks, but you still want to know what's going on. So they've created, this is crazy. It's this piece of technology that kind of hangs out at the counter, so they can hear the conversations that the workers are having with the customers. So you can hear everything, their whole conversation. It goes into like this little audio data thing. It has beeps. It even has like the rustling of papers. I wonder if that's like something to tell them like you need to shut up. Like you just start hearing something like what? But it's a way for them to spy on their employees.
You know, at first I was gonna be a bit salty about it, but you know, last week I can see why that may be valuable to them. I was at a health food restaurant and it was a pop-up. So you have the cooler, Sprite, Coke, Powerade. Then you have like the little no label juices over here. Yeah. These are organic. Mm-hmm. Every register I went to, those cashiers felt the need to, you know, this $10, huh?
Oh.
Every time. And I was like, man, like, do you know that you're hurting the person that's employing you by announcing this? Yeah, I know it's $10. I want it. I mean, so I see why that
actually that is pretty good.
Could possibly be.
Yeah, some employees don't look at it what you just said. They don't look at that. They don't look at the fact that more revenue that they can help generate, the better opportunity for them to keep their jobs or even get that raise.
Right.
They don't look at it like that. A lot of them don't look at it like that.
I personally feel like it's good that they have that at the checkout because they take too long to bring you up because they talking and having conversations.
Oh my
And it's like, just swipe the stuff, put it in the bag, and let me go because I'm next in line. And then you can hear me curse them out about why this don't got no tag on it, and I don't want you to run to the back to try to find. That way, it might actually work,
Yes,
you know. And then, as it pertains to loss prevention, that's not going to stop anything because people have their code languages about what they're trying to get and how they trying to get it.
Right.
So if that's what they're doing it for, that's not going to work.
No,
This is probably more of a CSI situation.
I'm just like, they're going to hear me say every time I go to Walmart, why y'all only got one line open? They're gonna hear
Right,
me
exactly. Exactly. Where are the workers at? Okay.
They are really trying to push that self-checkout thing.
Oh, and now those lines is getting long.
They are.
It's so terrible because
And
some
I hate
people don't know how to
that
use
go
it.
to self-checkout and they got a basket. This is like the 15 item or less moment. You can't ring up the whole daggone store at the self-checkout. And then listen, a person like me, I'm going to steal at least 2 things in the self-checkout because the minute I swipe it and it don't bing, I'm putting it still over on the other side and going on to the next one.
I tried it.
I tried not to be that person, but I'm going to take at least 2.
I tried it. I tried. I did try. Speaking of work, how many breaks do you usually take at work? Obviously, we work kind of different jobs, but in a recent study at this call center, employees revealed that taking short breaks to relax or socialize increase the employees' positive effects. And so it also helped to gain sales performance. This is pretty interesting because when you think about it, you know, a lot of people don't take breaks at work. You just work all the way through other than your lunch break, right? And which is supposed to be for 8 hours. But they're saying if you take several short breaks that you're actually helping to increase the performance of your employees at work.
Man, every time I check Instagram, it's a short break.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts. I'm thinking that you need to, like they said, some people are in, socializing or they're relaxing. That's not even relaxing.
They do that anyway. I pass by cubicles and I see internet searches and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, you can do that straight from your desk.
Do you get to take breaks when you're filming?
No.
Y'all don't take no breaks?
When we step up on the set, we go through till we're done with that scene. But I did work in corporate America, contrary to popular.
Did you really?
Yes, I used to work in the finance department at Morgan Stanley.
Shut up.
And I'm the type of person, when I report to work, I want to work straight through. So I would say I'm supposed to get 2 10-minute breaks and then my hour lunch. Pack those together and I'm leaving at 3:30.
Yeah. My employees try that all the time. I'm gonna skip my lunch. Yeah, they do.
You don't let them do it either.
No.
Oh, I always got that done.
Well, legally you can't let them skip lunch.
Yeah, you can't let them skip lunch.
You can't let them skip it, but they
That's
can
against
like.
the OSHA.
No,
Like-
if they work over 8 hours or more.
Yeah.
If it's under that, they can work.
And I was that chick. I've been working 8 hours. I didn't get my lunch. I'm about to pass out. Y'all don't want me to pass out, do y'all?
Yeah, you that one.
I just wanted to leave early.
Well, I tell you what, coming up in just a few, guys, we're going to get into Tammy's Take. We have Ask Al is coming up, and we also...
What happened? You stuck?
Sorry.
You okay?
I was having hot flashes, y'all. I'm
you too
having
young
some.
for that.
I'm having some hot
A personal
flashes.
summer. I got you.
Give a Fanta, cooler.
Thank you. I appreciate
Okay.
y'all. Y'all get on my nerves.
We be rocking with you, Jay.
Plus, we have the ass of the week, is what I was about to say. I was contemplating on who to put for the ass of the week. There's so many out there. We were just
Man.
talking about the guy from Papa John's who probably should be the ass of the week. Oh, y'all want to talk about him now?
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Don't matter to me.
I like the fact that it's a bunch of ass every week.
I'm talking about the man from Papa John's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They let you know he
If
got
you
the
eat-
boot.
You keep eating that pizza.
Might as well be eating that.
You might as well, or you gonna get a big one.
I think the ass of the week should be Azalea Banks. Did you guys see what she said about Wild 'N Out? How she went on Wild 'N Out, which is a show where they basically,
Wild
play
out.
the dozens and
Yeah.
Wild Out. And she felt like all they did was talk about how ugly she was, and she made it a colorist, racist thing, and said, Nick Cannon, would it be funny if I talk about next year you'll probably be pissing in the colonoscopy bag? He has lupus. And
Right.
so she's like on a rampage against Nick Cannon. I think that's the ass of the week. It's like, have you watched that show? Don't you know what that show is
It's
about?
about Jonan
It's
and
about
cracking
that.
jokes, and I'm not a big fan of Azalea. I won't even watch the little movie she got with Jill Scott. I keep crossing over it when I see it on Netflix.
Is she ugly?
I don't think she's ugly.
I don't think she's ugly at all.
She's monkey cute.
But she's definitely a troll.
That's cute.
She's definitely
You don't never see a monkey.
pretty
as cute?
girl.
You look
but
at monkeys.
I don't
he's so
think
cute.
she's ugly.
I don't think she's ugly.
She tried
either.
to turn it into an ugly, and because I'm ugly because I'm brown. She tried to make it seem
Color.
like
Yeah,
a
it's a color
colorist
thing.
thing.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think
cute.
I don't think she's ugly,
She's cute.
but her
now she cute.
I think her
Monkey cute.
insides are ugly.
man.
Yeah, that's
ugly on
what
the
it
Well, that can make her.
inside.
It don't matter if you ugly on the inside. You
Yeah.
definitely ugly on the outside. It's just the bottom line.
That's just what it is.
Yeah, I've just seen some of the prettiest girls that just got the meanest attitude.
So we'll give that to Azalea Banks, shall we?
You got your ass of the week already. There you go. You are tuned into the Al Rucker Show.
Does she have an ass?
Oh, come on, sir.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show, and we're at that segment we call Perrier Darling. Perrier, how you doing?
I'm absolutely splendid, my good man. How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent, excellent. And you, JJ?
I am wonderful. Thank you for asking.
And Tammy, how are you today, darling?
Awesome, Perrier.
Splendid. I noticed that you brought your own libation to the studio today. That's simply
Lemonade.
Yes,
There it is.
I like certain things in my lemonade.
Not me. Not me.
I mean, I like Perrier in my lemonade.
Yes,
Brings down the sugar content.
this is true.
Yes. Well, today we are getting in song. I think the name of the song today is, I don't know, let me see. Transporter, featuring Little Baby and Offset.
You got to break this one down for me.
Yes, he says, got a stash of the fire under the clutch. That could mean several things. See, a stash is something that is hidden. Some people might not know what a stash is, but that means it is hidden, it is tucked away, not visible to the eye. So, like in my stash, if there's fire under my stash, that could mean that I've went to a certain kind of store.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes, or in Al Rucker's case, that could mean there's a firearm nearby. Yes. He goes on to say, ninjas are mad that I'm rich and they have a grudge. Well, that's a no-brainer. That's simply jealousy. Yeah. He goes on to say, cool Maserati on my pinky.
A Maserati on your pinky?
Yes. No,
I've seen a Maserati,
yes.
not on somebody's pinky.
what he's saying is the price of a Maserati is almost.
Oh, okay.
JJ wears me thin sometimes. She just wears me thin.
Yeah.
She just.
I didn't get it.
She didn't catch that.
You just can't. Be.
I'm sorry, I don't have a hood card. Okay, and you guys have one. Whatever.
You know, Tammy, she would wear me thin too. But this is a conversation absent of filming. The conversation in the back of the Uber on the way here.
You know what, Perry?
I'm sorry.
Hush your mouth.
I'll stay focused. Yeah.
Hush your mouth.
I like this line right here. It gives me a little. I giggle to myself. He says, "They think I'm Illuminati. I'm a deacon." I think that is hilarious, because in the Illuminati, they're so said priest and all of that kind of thing similar to the church. And the deacon is usually the right-hand man to
the pastor.
Yeah. So he's basically saying, whatever, yeah. Smoking on biscotti, God is reeking. This is definitely a marijuana reference.
Oh.
Yes, and reeking it is loud, like how we smelled that guy smoking outside the hotel today.
Yes, we did.
Yes. Water on my neck to sink Lincoln. I'm not sure about that line, but I'll close by saying that he's dripping swag.
Wait a minute, say it again. What was it?
Water on my neck.
Water on my neck.
Enough to sink Lincoln.
That's diamonds.
Yes, ice.
Water on my neck enough to. He's not swimming.
No,
He's not in a hot tub.
And I think Lincoln is a boat.
What?
No.
A Lincoln is a president.
Lincoln could be a car.
But you wouldn't sink a car.
Lincoln could be a car.
JJ?
That's floating underwater.
Got me stumped.
No. The boats are named after presidents. Don't worry about it. Anyway, this has been Perrier, and I had to pop it for you one time. Thank you.
Perrier, have you ever played in any TV shows? You remind me of the captain on Gilligan's Island.
No,
That's what you sound like sometimes.
not necessarily the captain. I've been told that I have very Thurston Howell traits, and I like Thurston Howell too. And he would always, earlier I heard you guys speaking about relationships. Let's talk about that, because Thurston Howell is in love with Lovey, darling. Remember he would say that, Lovey, darling.
Yeah.
And I found it strange that Thurston, being an old man, he never really looked at Ginger or Marianne. I was looking at Ginger and Marianne. I would have loved to be stranded on an island with Ginger and Marianne. Oh my God. The movies we could. I'm sorry. That was a tangent.
That was tangent.
Well, Perrier, we should appreciate you. We are always delighted to hear from you.
Thank you.
You're so awesome. I wanted to ask Tammy a question because I saw this on Instagram not too long ago. This story from Shape magazine, and they were talking about people who have been shaming you about your weight. And I don't know. I just wanted to see if you would talk a little bit more about it, because I know how challenging it is. You already got trolls. You know what I mean? You just do. I mean, it's just anybody who has people who have amount of followers that you do are going to have trolls and do what you do. But when you talk about, shaming you for how you look, right? How have you really pushed through that? And what words can you kind of give for other people?
But before you answer, I would like to say that, yes, she may have trolls, but she always has hitters too. And unlike other people out here, I'm not that internet savvy. So when it's time to have a conversation, I like to pull up on you. So just speak to the trolls and tell me. I'm going to request that next time one of them have something to say, that they include their address.
Yes, I send them. Yes. Thank you, Perrier. I appreciate that. I can't be bothered by something I can't control. You know what I mean? It's like I do have type 2 diabetes, and I had to make conscious decisions about every aspect of my life, and I chose to focus on the eating first.
Yeah.
And next up is my smoking. Just trying to get everything together. You know what I mean? And so once I decided to cut out carbs and extra sweets and sugars and
Yeah.
everything white is what the doctor told me. They're like, if it's
Oh.
white, it ain't right. So, I did that and I lost an abundant amount of weight.
Yeah.
I can't get mad if they don't like it.
Well, you look good. You look good.
Thank
Tammy.
you.
You look
You
good.
do look good.
You look good.
Well, I'm proud of you. I imagine it being
Living
very,
healthy.
Yeah, I mean, hell, it's about wellness right about now. More people need to be doing it at a younger age so that it don't catch up with you.
It doesn't catch up with you.
What type of water are you drinking? I specifically like a French mineral water. Is works for me.
I don't know, like Perrier.
Perrier.
Yes.
It's the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. 7 the Poet.
Hey.
JJ on the mic.
Yeah.
JJ, what we got going on with the police?
Oh man, the police had to help out Representative Maxine Waters. She holds. What are y'all doing?
We talking about the police?
So Maxine Waters received a death threat. It was a package that was addressed to her from Anne Thrax, as in Anne. It's not funny, 7. So parts of the office building were evacuated, and the LA Police Department removed the package, which was determined to not be dangerous, which is a good thing. Since she has really been criticizing Donald Trump and his administration in the last couple of months, she's been calling for Trump to be, to resign. And his folks, they not having it. And it's not the first time that she's been a target of a death threat. And I think just recently, she's, received some hostile mail, but she's also got one serious death threat that she had to cancel some of her public events.
I'm not laughing at, Maxine Waters, Representative Waters issues. You know what I'm saying? I get it. They could be, yeah. But I mean, Anthrax, come on, dog. That sound like somebody signed their name on the substitute role. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I like Mr. Me Off. Are you here? Jack, are you here? Okay. Mr. Normus. No, it's a girl. Normus, Miss Normus. Dixie, are you here? Dixie Normus. No. Yeah, so Anthrax, that's funny, man. Come on, man. We used to do that in the junior
It ain't
high.
gonna be funny when they bud is locked up for 18 years for.
That's when it's gonna be funny because you thought that was it ain't.
Yeah, no, I get it.
She's canceling she's canceling her events, but seems like she had to get special protection being a congresswoman.
Yeah.
She should get some extra security or something.
And I'm sure she probably has a nice amount of security, but sometimes it's safer to just keep your butt at home.
Yeah, man.
Security
These people are a little bit crazy. Do y'all think that President Trump's going to get reelected?
No.
Absolutely not.
I see the bumper stickers already. Trump 2020.
Yeah, because we at the midterms. We close to the midterms.
Yeah.
But his competition gonna be so stiff.
Yeah, it's gonna be stiff. But I think
I really believe
Republican parties, they're gonna find somebody else to run against him. They're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're gonna find somebody else to run against him. Plus, now there's a new book about to drop.
Ooh.
That's dropping right at the midterms. That is supposed to be explosive. It's supposed to, tell a whole lot of details.
But what else can you say that we don't already just see for ourselves by?
Well, I think that's
flipping
what
on the TV.
But I think what's going to happen is they're going to keep this out in front. They're going to keep it out in front of the news. So I think what's going to happen. What's going to happen is the Democratic Party is going to have to get the new voters to go out there and vote. The young voters to get out there. The 18 year old. They got to get them. They got to get somebody out there. You see, Michelle just launched her new thing. Mm-hmm. So I think Democratic Party is going to try to push to get something done. I don't know who we got or who they have that can run.
Conversationally speaking, go around and come back to it. Who was Rocky's worst opponent? Or most difficult, most feared opponent?
Yeah.
Talking about Rocky Balboa?
Mm-hmm.
The Russian.
The who?
The Russian.
I find it very strange that Creed is about to drop and we're fighting the Russian again. I find that very strange.
So what that mean? Oh, I'm lost on that one.
With everything that's going on in politics, you just happen to have this movie in the QQ.
Well, Sylvester Stallone does that. He does that kind of thing. He kind of keeps up with the time. Even when the time when he came out with Rocky, I can't remember what number it was, but he had Hulk Hogan fighting. Hulk Hogan was was a phenomenon at the time. He was one of the most popular athletes, and he put him in. So I just think
same thing with Mr. T.
Yeah, Sylvester Turner. I mean, not Sylvester Turner. Sylvester Stallone.
Shouts out to the mayor.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone just does that. He's done it with all his movies. Even when he did the last Creed, it was more up to date.
I just think I saw it and I'm excited about it. You know, of course we know how it's gonna end. You know what I mean?
Trump he won't get reelected. I just don't think he'll do it. I don't think he'll.
If you could pick one celebrity, this is in our fake world, to be the president, who would you pick?
Oprah.
Will Smith?
Oprah.
Yeah.
I'll go with Oprah.
I'll go with Will. We be in spaceships in 2 weeks.
It's not real.
Who do you think? Who would you say?
Oh man. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know anybody. I would want Michelle, because I feel like she at least has an understanding of politics.
You talking about somebody really running the country. It can't become more of a dog and pony show than it already is. I just want, at this point, it would just be like,
anybody can run.
Yeah, it would be just
run.
for.
But I think
Kanye actually might get it.
Yeah,
he actually might get it.
Lil Yachty for president.
I would go with Oprah. Oprah will surround herself with great people and great minds.
Yeah, she would get the job done. I think that's the whole thing about, being a leader, is the people that you have around you.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure you have great people who can do the work and who know the things that you don't know. That man in the White House, he don't know near thing. Nothing. And then you bringing on people who don't know near thing.
And they quitting. They quitting left and right.
That turnover rate is like Walmart.
But I hate the fact that Colin Powell never ran. He would have been the first black president if he would have ran.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I think he just knew
of course,
he knew
too much. Plus,
he knew too much.
He's a Republican.
Yeah.
He's black. And he has a military background. So the whole military would have voted for him.
Is it too late?
I think he's too old now. I think he's in his 70s now.
Donald Trump in his 70s.
Yeah, but and look what we got. He can't remember. He don't know nothing.
Can you imagine the White House with Beyonce as the first lady?
So that means Jay-Z be president?
Oh, wow. No. I love it.
I'm not ready.
I love it.
I'm not ready for
I'm definitely not ready. Yeah, we got more on the way with the Al Rucker Show. Nikki Woods is getting ready to go out front. Ask Al's on the way and more. You are tuned in to the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. And we're at that segment we call Ask Al. JJ, what we got?
This one comes from Samantha today. It says, I'm 27. My mom recently split up with her second husband. He was very abusive to her and us. Afterwards, she promised me that she would not get into any more relationships with men for a while. I was glad because I know my younger sisters need her attention and her time. Our problem is, less than a month later, my mom broke her promise and started seeing another man. My sisters and I don't like him because he is a drug user, no job, and he's making my mother more depressed than she was before. I hate seeing her in another messed up relationship. I've tried to talk to her about this, but she gets mad and says that I just don't want to see her happy. I really just want the best for her, and can you help by giving me some advice?
Samantha.
Sound like Samantha calling right now.
Ladies, what y'all got?
She want to hear from you. It's
she did, but I'm asking for help.
I would say...
Hold on, let the ladies do it.
Oh, okay.
You go first, Tammy. I got to think on this.
Okay. I think that when her mother says that Samantha doesn't want to see her happy, I think the mother doesn't want to see herself happy.
Wow.
And I think that it's because she has low self-esteem and she has no self-love. And that's why she keeps looking for the emptiness that she feels inside within a man. She's looking outside of herself to try to satisfy and gratify herself. And she's got to take some time. She doesn't enjoy her own company, which is why she goes from one relationship to the next. So the mom needs assistance. In the meantime, to answer her question specifically, maybe she should tell her mom that and suggest that they, as a family, go to some type of counseling so that the mother can, be made aware of what she's lacking.
That's really good.
That's a good one.
I'm unsure of ethnicity, but I would suggest to Samantha, that she come up with some things for her and her mom to do, so they can create that bond again. Because I've seen, there's an old saying, Lord help the mister that comes between me and my sister, and Lord help the sister that comes between me and my man. So she not gonna leave, dude. Mama not gonna finish that relationship till she through with it. Mm-hmm. She basically wants her mom in a different mindset, and I would say, because sometimes saying let's go to counseling, you get a lot of pushback on that.
Yeah.
But if a bond is created and they experience some level of happiness, then there's a chance that she'll listen to her daughter and actually go to counseling.
Yeah.
Misery loves company.
Yeah. Both of those
Misery
are
loves
good
company.
Oh yeah, you're right about that.
Because she's looking towards miserable men.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you ever seen somebody in a relationship, like a close friend or a family member, you they was somebody that ain't no good? How did you help them?
I mind my business.
Yeah, I usually mind my business too. Yeah,
just mind your business. It'll sooner or later play itself out.
Gosh.
Yeah.
You jump right in.
Y'all so mean.
Why is that mean?
I'm not saying that it's mean. No, I don't jump. And there's, there are select few people that I might say something to, especially if it's something that's abusive. Like,
oh yeah, but that's different.
Yeah.
Like abusive, it's like you have to speak up on that. But in this instance where she's not recognizing his inadequacies, a drug user, no job, stays at home, did all this other stuff. She's not going to hear that. If she can't see it, she's definitely not going to try to listen to it from someone else.
Yeah.
I just want to know, how do you if you don't have no job and a drug habit, bro, how are you
feeding it? Yeah.
How do you have time for anything?
The question is, how's he getting the drugs?
Ooh, let's not ask that question. All right, ask Al. It's a wrap.
You tuned into the Al Rucker Show, 70 Poet.
Hey.
JJ on the mic.
Yep.
Myself, Al Rucker. What we got going on, JJ?
So I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but if something is really bugging you about your partner, it might be normal or it might mean something else. So this licensed family and marriage therapist, Dr. Gary Brown, says that if you find yourself looking for little things that bother you in this person, you might actually be looking for an exit strategy. So if you find yourself being excessively picky, who just told the guy who we interviewed the other day how picky he is when it comes to women, then it might be saying more about you than about your partner. And he says that, we all have these idiosyncrasies and, our preferences. And the first step to resolving this annoyance that you have is really to take a look at what is a deal breaker for you. So, I'm sure you guys have experienced in a relationship things that might irritate you, right? Mm-hmm. Can you guys admit to what those things might be? Like, is there something about someone that you're like, this does kind of bother me sometimes?
I dated a chick whose feet was bigger than mine. I hated shopping for her.
Smacking. I can't stand a woman who smacks.
Smacks. Oh yeah, God. Like when they're eating.
I don't like that. That's annoying. Ugly feet.
I let them make it on the ugly feet.
I can't do the feet.
But I don't know. Most of them
got ugly feet.
Boy, how many girls you know with a pinky toenail? Most of them, they just got a corn done grew over the nail.
That's nasty.
You had to say my stomach hurts.
Yeah,
so he suggests identifying your must-haves in a relationship and then determining if your partner has those traits. And if you like 80% of their personality is really important. So if the other 20% is not the greatest, then you just focus on the good things and the facts that, that they have the traits that you really desire.
What's your deal breakers, Jay?
I don't know. Gosh.
Whoa, easy for you
to
say.
I don't know. Like something like, I don't know if it's like little thing. Like I don't like smoking, so I don't. If a person smokes, that's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, the same thing.
Smoke cigarettes or smoke spinach.
She talking about cigarettes.
Cigarettes. I don't like the smell of cigarettes.
Yeah, okay.
It's just bad.
Short men, tall men.
Yeah, I'm not into short guys.
Hairy guys.
I don't, but you know what? I'm going to have to look outside the box because I really missed out on a great guy who was shorter than I was. And I can admit it. And I'm not even going to lie. I wouldn't date him. We went out a couple of times. Really nice guy. Successful guy. I mean, he had it going on. And he was short. So when we would go out to parties, like he would always want to dance. And I'm like, I felt so uncomfortable dancing with him.
Wow.
Jay.
But guess what? I'm on, Facebook looking at his life now, him and his wife and his 2 kids. And they take their little trips to Spain and stuff. And
wow.
his little, he got
Jay.
a nice
So
house.
how tall are you, Jay?
Jay,
I'm 5'8".
You gonna miss out on a lot of men.
Do you know that you just told ain't a whole bunch of people just going to Spain?
Yeah. Oh, what? Because he he doesn't live here. He doesn't live here.
We're syndicated.
Oh yeah, he might. Hey, I missed out on you.
He don't.
But I'm happy for him. But yeah, so like those are some kind of deal breakers. But when it comes to like personality traits, I think I don't do well with people who are show offy like that. That drives me crazy. Like people who are just like
flashy
and all of that. Not into that kind of stuff. That really turns me off.
You're like a platinum blonde, right?
I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about people who are like they gotta have all the jewelry and like all like always flashing their money and stuff like that because that's just not
bringing attention to themselves.
Yeah, like I don't.
You know what I hate? Girls who cannot adjust. They can't shift gears. Like I'm one of the people. You can't be hood with me everywhere we go. You got to turn it off and on. Here it's okay to be hood. Here I need you to be
a
little different.
I've seen with some hood girls too.
Hey.
That I was actually really shocked. Like,
And they got to be able to cook. I can't date a woman who can't cook.
Nah, my chicken got to be able to cook. I don't care
what.
Man, we can eat cereal.
Nah, you got to be able to cook.
Eat cereal together as long as you know how to mix the cereal the right way, though.
Nah.
Say it, Jay. Say it. I'm out here looking for a Cinnamon Cocoa Toast Crunch Puff.
No.
But you didn't Cinnamon Cocoa Toast Crunch Puff.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you date foreign women.
Sorry, man.
Oh my bad.
But when they been here so long, they a citizen.
You're tuned into the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. And JJ, we're at the segment of Ass of the Week.
I'm sorry, y'all. We're gonna have to pause.
Pause.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's pick it back up.
Pick it back up.
I was trying to make sure I got the part that she actually said on Instagram. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so 8 minutes in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show, and we're at that segment we call Ass of the Week. Who's our Ass of the Week, Jay?
Well, the Ass of the Week is someone who probably shows her gluteus maximus quite a lot, and it's Ice-T's wife, Coco.
Whoa.
So she took a lot of heat from this Instagram post where she says she's the one who gave the industry the right to appreciate thickness, basically. It was because of her. And so she said on her Instagram, quote, "I would like to shed light to almost 21 years of modeling." Okay. She said, "I helped pave the way for thick girls during the skinny genre. And, for them to be noticed as beautiful." She says, "This was back before social media, when magazines were popping, back before Kim K and Nicki Minaj. I mention them because young people see pop culture as the history makers, but they need to know it started somewhere before them." So she goes on to say, pretty much during my time, J-Lo was making waves with the derriere phenomenon and Cindy Margolis. And she says, that was this popular bikini model. Buffy the Body was popular. Y'all remember Buffy the Body, right? Mm-hmm. But and then she has to give her props, she says, to Anna Nicole Smith. Which some people could say she might look a little bit similar to, but she says to have booty, it was considered to be fat in the modeling world, and I helped to change the minds of what booty was. Today, it's a normal thing to see all different shapes and sizes. No one even thinks about it anymore. I helped history in some way, and I don't want it to be tossed aside like it was nothing.
I disagree. I think I'm going to go back to J-Lo. I think J-Lo started the craze. I don't think Coco did, in my opinion.
I didn't even know who Coco was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't
back then.
Yeah,
like,
me neither. No. And then she says modeling. There's a different type of modeling. I mean, she models. She's not going to be the one you see modeling Calvin Klein and all the other Versace and all that down the runway. She's talking about modeling half naked.
But to say you represented, you kind of paved the way for thick girls, I still wouldn't even put her in that category. So, Twitter went in on her and the people were like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'd give it to J-Lo.
7, who would you give it to? Who started the trend for thick girls to be recognized as beautiful?
Pam Grier. Janet.
Janet's been thicker than a Snicker.
If I gotta just be 100 with it, Jessica Rabbit.
Oh yeah, Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit was Betty Boop.
Who's Betty Boop?
Boop 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 cartoon.
Oh.
But they were first at it, and that's just the bottom line with that.
Yeah.
Now now the whole thing, I'm this, I'm that. Let Whitney tell it. Bobby the king of R&B. So, you can just be whatever you want to be. All you got to do is say it and get enough people to sign on with you, and then that becomes law. I don't necessarily subscribe to what Coco was saying. Does she have a dynamic body? Oh, my God. I love to. No disrespect, T. But y'all.
Her butt's real?
Who cares?
You gotta care.
But you gotta care if you're saying like I gave thick girls, I paved the way for thick girls, but your stuff ain't real.
With that, before any of that fake stuff was popping, Pam Grier.
Yeah.
Early.
You say Pam Grier.
Early. She pretty slim, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got up on her close, but early before we saw super thick, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't take nothing from Thelma. Yeah, Thelma had curves that make you nauseous, boy. You look at Good Times long enough, you be. Yeah, but Rolona was fine.
I think what Coco and I agree with you. What you're saying. I think what Coco's talking about is in this era right now. You got black people, white people, Asian people, Hispanic people. They all want to have big butts. They wasn't all watching Pam Grier. They don't know who Pam Grier is. They don't know who Thelma is from Good Times.
But they don't know who she is either.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. But they know. I think J-Lo. Yeah. I would say J-Lo and Selena
probably came more mainstream, and Selena.
Yeah. Selena was they had a bigger platform, and then people embraced that. People wanted to look like Selena and J-Lo. So I think that's where it's coming from. That's what she's talking about. I agree with you 100% about Pam Grier because we know Pam Grier, we know Thelma, and we watched that. I just don't think
Thelma wasn't thick. She had curves.
She was shapy.
Big.
She
had curves. She was one of. I'll tell you what.
She always wore a turtleneck.
Who in Thelma's age group was thicker or curvier than her on TV during that time?
Once again, guys, I wasn't around during that time, so I only know what I know off of reruns.
Yeah, but based on the reruns, she was the illest. You know what?
Early Good Times, Rolona was bad.
Rolona?
She was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first couple of episodes, she was killing it.
And we got to really give it, try to test out some of the Caucasian sisters, you know what I'm saying? Joe from Facts of Life.
She was a thicker girl that was pretty. Yeah,
Joe wasn't playing no games,
you're
bro.
Right. Actually, you're right.
Al Bundy's wife.
Peggy.
Peggy.
Say Slim, you dig? Hey man, look here.
The fact that you guys are giving each other dabs.
Hey,
Peg was.
Real talk though. If I gotta give credit where credit is due, once again we take it back to the undefeated king and queen of all things, social media. What happened was with the popularization of cameras inside the club, the stripper chick gained a lot of momentum to the point that the stripper game had been elevated. I mean, look at Cardi B. Cardi B couldn't have done that in the 80s. Because at the end of the day, you're still a stripper, babe. Right. You know what I'm saying? I remember when girls would strip and wouldn't tell anybody because it wasn't the thing to do. It was very taboo. It was frowned upon. But then when you started taking the phones and stuff inside the club and you got to see Shorty, who not only is a stripper, but she on the college majorette team, and you can't handle this kind of fine.
Right.
That's when everything became boom, 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 boom. And if you really want the credit on the explosion, word to Drake. Somebody tell Malaya I'm on fire. She should work tonight. That's my time.
And that's actually all of our time.
That's all our time. I don't know.
Hey, did I do that right?
You did it right.
You brought up a topic I could really handle. You know, I'm talking about.
No.
I'm a connoisseur.
Well, we want to thank you guys for tuning into the Al Rucker Show with myself, Al Rucker, Seven the Poet, and JJ on the mic.
See ya.
Yeah, have a good day.
The Al Rucker Show.